Hey everybody, this is Netflix doing some Dota, playing Crystal Maiden with an awesome team, and trying to keep in mind that there's always something that you can learn. We're going to start off with stacking camps right now. Hitting at the 55-second mark is important. That way you can keep the creeps away from the camp at the minute mark, and then your second camp will spawn. Jungling with Crystal Maiden, you want to stick Frostbite over here on the bones past this tree. If you're on Radiant side, it's a little bit in front of the rock where you normally stick wards in the open area. That'll make sense when you get down there. But that last hit was from a really long distance and pulled the creep camp, so I had to run away and try to avoid crits from the Alpha Wolf aura. Affecting everybody. I'm going to go ahead and shift over now to stack this second camp and get ready to pull some waves. Bloodseeker is doing a pretty okay job at first of not dying, but he does like to tank creep damage a lot. And initially he had pushed the wave out all the way to the enemy tower just by himself. Luckily he was back on our side now, so again waiting until the 55-second mark. Gonna pull this creep camp. It's important to run all the way across the lane. That way the ranged creeps don't stop before the point that they need to turn around. Then you need to make sure that they get as far out as they can, because otherwise they'll stop too soon and block the spawn. Now we're just going to wait down here, going to queue things up and check on times and stuff right there. And I'm going to get really lucky with a body block on the front creep, putting it back into this neutral spawn.
Sure that I cancel my attack, that way I don't attack too early, and make sure I'm aligned and within range to attack. As soon as our friendly creep wave gets within the edge of the viewfinder right here, that's when I'm going to try and attack and pull the wave. That was a much more successful pull that time. And again, we have Bloodseeker taking damage under the tower. Getting right click off on Necrophos means I get the catapult aggression. Definitely don't want catapults hitting your tower. They do tons of damage, and getting them to untarget is one of the most difficult things to do, if not impossible, once they get locked on. So here I am missing denies. They don't really matter, but what did matter was that I was missing last hits. Just after 4 minutes now, night falls, and there's that first blood that you're worried about all the time. Magnus was chasing Lifestealer to the tower, so it was really an unnecessary death. I'm pretty sure we can see Lifestealer right now because he's under half hit points, but we'll still be able to see him after he gets to the fountain because of the replay. Here we go. These guys are pushing. I know Bloodseeker is going to have to run back, and he's just hugging the tower right now. I'm going to try and wrap around him, drop this vision, and that'll give us a little bit more sight to see if somebody's coming down lane to help them from teleporting to their tower, something like that. And I'm just going to use Nova initially to slow them down and hopefully let Bloodseeker get away, and follow up with Frostbite just to discourage Venge from trying anything else, and hopefully getting an extra tower hit if possible. Everybody's going to use their regen right now. I'm popping a Clarity so that way I have my mana for both my spells. Crystal Maiden has relatively long cooldowns compared to other early game focus casters, but they do get off cooldown soon enough that if you hang out in the back of team fights, you'll be able to cast them multiple times and really help your team. Staying in the back and not dying, avoiding unnecessary damage, is always the most important thing when playing supports, especially Crystal Maiden, because she's one of the slowest ones in the game. That is a point I'm unfortunately going to disregard in a couple seconds. I'm going to pull and get the wave pulled with my face, which is not ever what you want to do. Waiting until 55 again to stack. Bloodseeker's just kind of just hanging out by the tower right now, being safe, which is good. And here we go. Again, running across the lane because of their range creeps.
Haste.
And then talking to Bloodseeker right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to park myself here, chat really fast, trying to talk to him, and then miss my click. It did not actually attack anything, and just moved over there, pulled with my face, and managed to aggro all of our friendly creeps, luckily. So I'm going to hang out and regen up a little bit. Waste my Frost Nova, which I definitely should have done. I should have been right-clicking them down so that way they hopefully got down to a low enough level altogether that I could use Nova and finish them all off at the same time. But like I said, her cooldowns are not fast enough, and so fortunately missed every single one of those last hits. Here I am just regioning up, getting ready to discourage them from pushing the tower.
Radiant's bottom tower is being
Start
attacked.
off with Nova, and they see they can't run fast enough. It's enough time to get 2 tower hits, which is tons of damage on Venge.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
That's the most damage right here. People are just going to keep casting in front of it, and we're going to get these nice and easy kills. The other 2 smart ones in lane back off, and Queen of Pain just continues to cast in front of it. So lucky for me, I managed to get away from that. And the wave, of course, is going to push. They'll take the tower eventually, but it's not really the end of the world. As long as we've got the other towers up, and I'm ready to rotate whenever needed. Getting halfway back now, Queen of Pain's dagger finally wears off, so the Tranquils kick in as well, and I decided it's time to pop my Clarity, get mana all the way back up. You see why it's so important to get Tranquils, because mana regen with Clarity and Tranquil regen by itself is just about the same thing, even with her aura. There I am placing a ward. They also had a ward in our jungle. I wasn't expecting that really, because nobody had rotated through the jungle at any point until Queen of Pain had jumped the tower. And so I figured we were already here, and hopefully we'd be able to get this tower quick enough that our ward placement would just give us the vision we needed. Necrophos is going to go down pretty easy thanks to Rupture. I used Frostbite because its duration is very short compared to Rupture, and he still would have been walking away, or probably would have motivated him to run back and secure the kill.
It
might not want to follow up, that's okay. Just do what you can. And here I am right-clicking, pinging the tower. Pugna managed to take mid, and we could have got some decent damage in. Bloodseeker's going to throw 1.5 attacks, and start with Nova, and then follow up with Frostbite. You can see how much damage it does. It's pretty good. If we had any assistance other than the silence from Bloodseeker, maybe 1 or 2 right-clicks, Venge would have gone down much sooner. And I click deny on one of our allied creeps to get the tower aggression off of me, and turn around just enough time to get Frostbite off before Venge's projectile hits me. So I'm going to queue up Mech now, and decide to go Headdress over Buckler, because the regen I felt would be more needed for the creeps in lane, as I'd be split pushing and wanted to heal them up and help them get further as they were fighting enemy creeps. Another Magnus disconnect. It just happens throughout the game. Just play on, of course, try and do your best. I was thinking about going bot, but as soon as you hear that one of your towers is getting damaged, or you see somebody trying to push it, you want to rotate that way and try and prevent damage. Good response from our team over there. Lion, unfortunately, is going to engage by himself.
Radiant has fortified
And here comes Queen of Pain and Lifestealer now that he popped out. Pugna, unfortunately, is going to get targeted down, but Magnus gets a great RP off, and then I pop my ult. 2 points in, it takes it down pretty quickly.
You move like a blue heart glacier.
And that's really what you want to shoot for. Saving your ult until the last possible second and making it count. If you've got somebody like Magnus, Darkseer with Vacuum, or if it comes down to it, anybody with some kind of stun that'll get multiple people for a second or two, that's probably the best opportunity to pop it. Or if everyone is low hit points, that's when you want to use it as well. Try and clean up, slow everything down, and keep your team alive. Gonna finish up Mech pretty soon, and I'm pinging Magnus to get back a little bit because I don't have too much mana and my boots were broken at the minute, but he's gonna catch me out with a really lucky skewer. I'm gonna get Nova on both of them, so we're just gonna finish up, or Magnus is going to finish up rather with Shockwave. I wasn't close enough to get Frostbite off right out of the way, but it worked out okay. Asking them to get back. Magnus is at half. Decide not to wait on the Staff of Wizardry and just keep my my hit point regen as high as possible, because again, that's what's going to keep you alive. The extra armor and base regen from Mech really increased Crystal Maiden's survivability. I'm at +9 right now. Lion, of course, being by himself, attracting Lifestealer. Luckily, when it come up and catch him on Frostbite, Lifestealer got 1 attack off right there, and we're unfortunately not going to have enough damage to finish him off. Lion doesn't have enough mana himself. He could have popped out easily and taken me down, with Rage
Radiant's top tower is being attacked.
and Feast. So there he is popping
Dire's
out now.
bottom
Magnus
tower
finishes
is-
him.
Great teamwork, you vicious thugs.
Magnus rotated early, got an easy kill on Meepo, and here we are down to the tier 2s on both sides. Lion is pushing out bottom by himself though, which usually gets him caught out, and I realize I'm kind of separated from everybody at this moment, just doing my best to run back on our side. Whenever you're looking at the minimap to times like this, you want to try and be in the middle of your team, because if something happens on one side or the other, you can hopefully get there in time to save somebody. Get missed by that net, luckily. Start off with Frostbite, hoping to catch him, but he poofs, and then we just finish up because the freezing field slows everyone and
Radiant has
slows their attacks
fortified
as
its
well.
structures.
So we get lucky and then finish up with
Murder spree.
a kill on
Great
Lifestealer.
teamwork, you vicious thugs. Tower is being attacked.
At this point, I'm pinging push now, asking everybody to attack the tower, but there's no creep wave, so they're going to back off. And even though one is coming right here, everybody else is going to rotate out, and me and Pugna are going to push it. At this point,
Radiant's
Pugna's
bottom
super
tower
low,
is under
so
siege.
I do give Mac now, and really he should have backed off much sooner once the tower was that low.
Radiant's
I guess he
bottom
wanted to
tower
try and
is
get the
being
last hit,
attacked.
I'm not sure. But as soon as the teleport started coming in, he should have run. And that's all you can do, ping get back on the chat wheel, and if they don't, that's exactly what happens.
Radiant's middle tower has
So
fallen.
once this happened, I just focused on staying back and staying alive. Finished up 4 staff now, so I've got my mobility boost that I really need.
Okay, I see a bunch of people bottom lane, so I'm rotating out that way, and I'm just gonna sit back behind the tower because that's the safest place to be all the time. I'm seeing Bloodseeker rotate down the river, so I think we have a pretty good chance 3-on-3. Use Nova to start off and get them slowed. Bloodseeker starts off with Rupture. Lion, unfortunately, is gonna go ahead and waste Dagon or whatever it was on a Ruptured hero. That's okay, I guess. Kill secure, right? And then Venge is gonna get caught out, stuck with Frostbite. Bloodseeker is gonna try and just trade right clicks with Lifestealer. Thankfully, Magnus shows up and takes care of that. So no insane damage there. Pop mech, that way everybody gets hit points back. This will show you definitely what kind of match this ended up being. Yeah, there we go. That ages. And we're gonna run around a little bit. That's a pro move right there to make it look like we're running away. And there we go. It's Lifestealer coming up now, trying to go in on 3 heroes by himself. Not wanting to switch over me, I guess, or really making that extra lifesteal worth it. I wants to make it count, but you know. Anyway, so Lifestealer runs away. Lion's dead somehow. Infests, pops out, dies anyway because it doesn't get enough hit points back. Venge goes down, and then with the ult up, everybody else is discouraged. So we go ahead and rotate out, give Pugna the drum, and then I decide to flip back around. It's a nice comment coming up from Magnus right now, and I'm just trying to demonstrate that it's okay to split push as long as you're generally aware. Don't know if Meepo saw me right there, but he did get to a jungle camp, and then I started killing this wave. So I'm sure he decided to finish up the jungle camp and rotate back. I think I heard him poof. I'm not totally sure, but definitely as soon as the enemy creep wave was gone, you know, it's just time to turn back around because it was going to be a double stacked wave. And then let's see, here we go with a pretty decent team fight. They got engaged on because it was 2v2, and I was just hanging out near the stairs, decided to come down and give mech right there. Then we are pushing this lane finally. All of their towers are down, and wards are not up right now, but that's okay because really we've just been crushing them, obviously 59 to 25. So once it's kind of at that point, you don't have to worry about wards too much. I've got 2,700 gold saved up. But like you can see,
Radiant has
3 people on the
fortified
minimap
structures.
are not anywhere near the tower right
Radiant's
now,
middle tower
and it's
is
just me and
under
Pugna.
siege.
Thankfully, Pugna was nether blasting, so we got tons of damage done to the tower. And Decrepify means Lifestealer isn't going to be able to close the gap. There's a little bit of glitch in the recording, so I just had to cut to this tower getting destroyed, but that's okay.
Radiant's
You
middle
didn't miss
barracks is
anything
under
important,
attack.
so the racks are down, going down now because of the tower. And then here's probably the most offensive use of my ult that I have ever used. Unfortunately, Meepo does not die. I don't know if Necrofo saved him or if he got right outside the range. Nobody follows up, I guess, because they're
Radiant's
not
middle
focused
barracks is
on
being attacked.
the area that the fight was going on in. Probably had their cameras just
Radiant's
totally,
middle barracks has
totally
fallen.
ahead. But that's all right.
Radiant's middle
And
barracks has been destroyed.
it's pretty much a one game from here. It's been a pretty much one game for a while, but it finally finished. Realistically, this could have been done in 25 minutes or so. Yeah, the 22-minute mark was probably when it was decided. So you'll know these games when you have them, and it really sucks to be on the receiving end of these games. But just take the opportunity to learn as much as you can, and of course, try and win. Stay alive. Don't do anything too crazy, and avoid the people who have been making issues the whole game. So that's probably the best thing you can do. Man, yeah, what teamwork between Lion. But no, just do everything you can to stay alive is the most important thing, especially with super squishy support like Crystal Maiden. Playing support is usually the easiest way to figure out how the game flows and learn to go from there. So take your time and don't be in a rush, because otherwise you're going to get killed. Hopefully that was a good example of how to not die and benefit your team. I'm going to go ahead and get one kind of pointless death here at the end, just because felt it was already won, and got a halberd because that would have been the most useful item had we needed to engage again. So I hope this has been useful, and I'll be bringing you some more trench warfare soon. So y'all have a good game.
Radiant's top tower is under siege.
Thing. Should do it again sometime.
Radiant's top tower has been destroyed. Radiant's top barracks is under attack.
Another again.
Radiant's top barracks is being attacked. Radiant's top barracks is under attack.
Dominating. Double kill. Mega kill. Triple homicide.
No.
Radiant's middle tower has been destroyed. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Dire has fortified its structures. Radiant's Ancient is being attacked. Dire did not lose as badly as Radiant, and is technically the winner.
You have my gratitude.